and
Hi.
welcome. So, with us tonight is Reese Ashton Tucker, who is an English poet and the producer for Dive In, and he is the content creator as well for the Dive In. So he's here to tell us a bit about the Dive In week that will be happening this week from June 2nd to the 6th, 5 full days of poetry. I can't wait to hear all about it, Reese. So tell us a bit about Dive In if you can.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. So a little bit about Dive In. You just want me to take it from kind of the very start, or?
Sure. How did it start?
Okay, so Dive In. It is a international show. It's a collab between me and Paris Lit Up, or it traditionally has been. It's kind of grown a little bit since then. We started in Somerset, in Bath in Somerset, with a rinky-dink tiny event where we were all crammed into a student bar, which evolved into a decently semi-successful online event last year and a hopefully successful event this year, where we've gone from, instead of one big live stream, we're doing 5 full days of little events all throughout the week, ending another big live stream. So we clearly hate our own personal time, but we love charity.
That's amazing. So we're going to get to the charity part in a bit, but first of all, so this is a collaboration with Paris Lit Up, trans literary organization based in Paris. That I shout out to them. When I lived in Paris, I adored them and I attended every week. So tell us a bit about the team behind the scenes. So how many are you? How are you managing a whole week of events?
Well, sure thing. So basically, we've got kind of 2 general masterminds. I would say 3, but I'm not going to give myself the credit of calling myself a mastermind. You've got Emily from Paris Lit Up, who is the kind of like archangel, godlike being who's able to not only run Paris Lit Up, but also run Dive In a lot of ways. It's kind of, I want to say it's a 50-50 split between us, but that's changed quite recently. I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, she's kind of the initial brainchild. She commissioned the first ever show. Then we decided on what that show was going to be afterwards, and it kind of went into a partnership kind of thing to make that happen. This 3rd year, though, so not only is it Emily, we brought on Charlotte as well, who is kind of like, so it's been split into kind of like 3/3, which is necessary. We would not have been able to do this without Charlotte. So shout out to Charlotte. She's an absolute godsend. Could not be done without her. Can't stress that enough. The reason being, we've expanded obviously from our initial big, what we call a big event, to what we're doing now, which is insane and maniacal and crazy, but we're trying it anyway. And she's managed to make that very viable, considering how many countries we're in contact with, how many different organizations we're trying to work with and collaborate with here. So I would say Emily is the kind of like contact, promotions, kind of getting some of those big names. Charlotte's kind of the logistical, kind of scheduling, producing master. I've given myself the name Tech Monkey, which is just kind of like the general face of live streams / creating / content media, making trailers, kind of making graphics, that kind of thing, and just trying to make this not a complete mess. Is so far gone pretty well, I think.
That's exciting. Yeah, just taking a look at the schedule just is exciting, to be honest. You start with an open mic on Wednesday, 3 open mics. You have the opening ceremony, but then you have, right, the Shoreline Crew, which is an open mic. Is that?
Kind of. So what we've got is all the open mic acts this year are effectively pre-recorded. There's only one kind of traditional live stream event like we did last year, which is the Performer Storm at the end, which is massive. I'll not pick that up enough. That's got some really big names in it. The open mic was a submission. It's before now. But it was basically for people to send in short films, original content videos, and we've divided up. So the kind of international crew, that's the Cesar's team, who's kind of like one of the producers at Paris Lit Up, who's helping us, and that's kind of an international, all sorts from all around the world, short films, comedy, music, sketches, kind of little pieces of theatre. That's really exciting, and that's been put into one kind of mega film, which is going to be playing, which is the Shoreline Performers. The open mic afterwards, that's the part which has been filled up now completely. That was an open submission where people were sending things in from mainly the UK, not again by choice, just because that happens to be like a big part of the network we have right now. We want to expand that in the future. But it is mostly British performers who are doing kind of poetry mostly, but then a little bit of music, a little bit of theatre and comedy as well. Should I go into some of the other days, or do you want me to just kind of...
I was going to prompt you. Yeah, I'd love to hear more about the workshops and the musical acts and the speakers.
No problem. So yeah, I'll try and be a bit more succinct. So the other days, you can look at the full schedule, but we've got a couple of performers on the workshop days. We've got John Hegley. That's a really big one. So John Hegley's agreed to do a workshop for us, which is beyond our wildest dreams. We can't believe we managed to book in. We've also got Matt Jones. We've got Lisa and her team as well. They're doing a workshop, which is the Recycling and Recyclages workshop. If you want to look up more about these, just go to the Facebook page. We'll be here all night, all day, and the rest of the week into the show, which is my job. If you want to get your dose of music, we've got the Freshwater concert, which is on Friday. That is going to be a whole afternoon. So it's 3 o'clock GMT, or CST is 4 o'clock in France. And that is going to be a full afternoon of musicians from all over. So that's going to be really special. That's pre-recorded as well. The day after that, so on the Saturday, that's our big Q&A. I'm going to be doing a Q&A session myself. We've also got a couple of other big Q&As, but I think it's better to just kind of go to the Facebook event page and see what that's all about. We're doing quite a diverse range of topics, some environmental, some more creative, so I recommend looking into that. And finally, we have the big performer storm on the Sunday, which is where we're really hoping to kind of like bring this all to a head. We've also got a couple of special guests throughout the whole week, but I'm not going to tell you what they are because you have to go to every gig if you want to see who they are.
Oh, that's amazing. The Poetry Global Network and the Poetry Times specifically is going to be attending as much as we can. We'd love to. We are going to be covering the whole week, so stay updated via our pages. I wanted to ask lastly about I wanted to mention the fact that you have poets and musicians from all over the world. You have France, the US, UK, Peru, Canada, Ireland, and even more. And they're all coming together to raise money for Frank Water, the charity. So could you tell us a bit about the cause?
Yeah, so Frank Water, like I said, it's a local Bristol charity, local to us. But the main cause that they deal with, so it's to deal with water shortages and to get clean water to India and Nepal, kind of fix issues in those countries right now, especially. So they're on absolute, overdrive, making sure that their kind of cause is heard and to make sure that they get that support. They were also a charity that was willing to work quite closely with us. It's always nice. We've worked with a couple of other charities in the future or in the past, rather, that were amazing. Great causes, but they had so many things going on for them. They weren't able to promote us very well, and we weren't able to kind of see where that money was going. But this time around, we've got a really kind of direct line. It's lovely, very nice.
That's really incredible, and the fact that you're putting all this effort, both for poets and writers and artists, as well as for a cause, it's really admirable and really exciting, especially to see how the event grew from just a one-time event to a whole week, with several events per day. So I'm really happy to witness this and to hopefully be part of this. So just if someone wants to perform, you said the open mic on the first day is filled, but on the last day, is there spots? Or?
No, I'm afraid there's no more spots left. Please do show up anyway because we need the support, but I'd be lying if I said there's going to be any more chances to perform. What we may have, like I said, so if you want to get that kind of creative side done, that is your chance to come in on the Thursday, mainly for the workshops, because then you may be able to perform, or you may be able to kind of get that creative side, kind of like kick in by going to some of those workshops and engaging with the workshop runners, or the Q&As if you want to kind of have that direct kind of conversation with someone who is very smart, except mine, which is going to be more kind of like rambling into a camera. And you've got the final day, which even if you're not able to perform, you will have a chance to talk to the performers, talk to the organisers, get a shout out done to your friends, family, And if you want to really make sure that your voice is heard, donate. Simple as, like, we've got a GoFundMe running. We're trying to get to a goal of £1,000. We really want to hit it this year, so please do donate if you can. I will send you a link if you like. But yeah, if you can donate, please do. Otherwise, just support, share, like, and engage, because the algorithm loves it when people comment and talk to us.
Great. That's all very, very exciting. And thank you for joining us today. And in the video, you'll find in the description all the links for the Dive-In week. And yeah, attend as much as you can. And I'm really excited. All the best of luck. Thank you
so much for having me, Mason. I really appreciate that. You take care of yourself.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone at home.
Bye.